Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us tonight. Our top story this evening, a mother and daughter in Sarasota are facing charges after police say they offered illegal massages and prostitution services out of their home.
Police say a tip led them to begin an undercover operation to put an end to these illegal activities. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo is live tonight in front of that home to explain what police found. Dwayne?
Well, Scott, neighbors I spoke with on Bay Street today were always suspicious that something was going on. They couldn't put their finger on what, but police say if it wasn't for the tip, these two would still be conducting illegal activity today. It was a month-long undercover operation by the Sarasota Police Department's Street Crimes Unit that led to shutting down an illegal massage parlor, while neighbors looked on in shock.
I had a suspicion something odd was going on. I had no idea of the nature.
As neighbor Sammy Warren witnessed 55-year-old Ann Dodge let out in handcuffs, and her daughter, 30-year-old Jennifer Dodge, arrested for offering to perform sexual favors in exchange for money to an undercover officer. Law enforcement also worked with the Florida Department of Health to investigate the alleged activities. A search warrant was eventually executed at the home.
We were able to develop probable cause to establish that they were doing illegal prostitution and massage therapy out of the residence.
Police say both women posting ads to a website called Backpage.com. One ad for Ann reading, "I am a beautiful, talented, licensed massage therapist whom God uses to bring healing energy to you and bring you to a whole new level of ecstasy." Officer Jessica Sullivan says it was the tips that ultimately helped them make the arrests.
It's very sad and unfortunate, and that's why we definitely encourage the community to reach out to us and provide us with those Crime Stopper tips, because without that, this case would never have been investigated.
As for Warren, he has never had any interaction with the two women, but always had a suspicion that something was going on.
A lot of times just their cars would roll up and stop there. Occasionally one of the girls would get in the car and roll away. Sometimes the car would drop her back off. Sometimes she would walk back. Now both women were booked into the Sarasota County Jail. And as for the investigation, it's still ongoing. Reporting in Sarasota, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Dwayne. A proposed Florida House bill would make it illegal to leave a child unattended in a car. Right now, there are loopholes in the law, such as leaving a child alone in a vehicle that is turned off for no more than 15 minutes. But even a short span of time, the temperature can rise to well over 100 degrees. If the weather's nice, the concerns continue with the car potentially being stolen with the child still inside.
I think people become complacent, and that's when accidents happen. I think that they think nothing bad will ever happen to them and that they're invincible.
If passed by the House and Senate and signed by the governor, the bill would go into effect next year. It's been 99 years since a solar eclipse has been seen from coast to coast in the United States. With that in mind, everyone from businesses to schools, they're all taking steps to watch this once-in-a-lifetime event.
But the students at St. Martha's Catholic School will do more than just view the solar eclipse. As ABC 7's Bo Beth shows us tonight, they'll become citizen scientists.
The 7th and 8th graders at St. Martha's Catholic School are ready for the solar eclipse. They have their ISO certified filter glasses, and they have read several articles about the rare event.
I'm very excited to see and get the whole experience of the solar eclipse.
But Hayden and his classmates won't just experience the national wonder. They're rolling up their sleeves and they're getting much more involved.
We're going to be recording data from NASA.
Come Monday, some SMCS science classes will head outside to perform experiments and record their results. That information will then be uploaded to several websites, including NASA's, and be used as part of their citizen scientist program.
We wanted to be included in this, and we started through the summer because this is a big deal for us. Even though we're not in the path of totality, this is something that's special for us, and we can contribute in a meaningful way.
The students will observe animal behavior, measure air and surface temperatures, as well as record a slew of other changes resulting from the eclipse. Ms. Keigler is one of the teachers who will be overseeing the experiments, and she says incorporating the total solar eclipse into her lesson plan gives the students hands-on experience and a better understanding of the material.
Part of the curriculum for 7th and 8th grade is a lot of space, planetary movement, and Kepler's laws. An eclipse is a really, really nice model of exactly how those laws work.
As for the students, they say Monday can't come soon enough.
I love science, and I love the way it works, so I was really excited.
It's very exciting because I've never experienced anything like it.
Other area schools are also getting in on the action. Sarasota school districts say they will allow some teachers to take students outside and incorporate the eclipse into their lesson plan. But Manatee County School District says no students will be allowed outside during the eclipse, and they will have to view it from inside on television screens. But the information will be part of their curriculum. Bobeth Yates, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Bobeth, thank you. ABC 7 will have continuous coverage of the solar eclipse throughout the weekend and on Monday. We also have lots of information on our website about the eclipse, including school schedules, how to safely view the partial eclipse that we'll see here, and a lot more. You can also send us your pictures and videos of the eclipse by using the hashtag SuncoastEclipse. And of course, ABC will be live on the air from 1 to 3 to show us that nationwide coverage of the totality.
Right, it'll be a little bit different in those spots. And one person I know who will be seeing it in totality, meteorologist Steve Newman. You will be, tell us where.
In Carthage, Tennessee, or Gallatin, Tennessee, one of those two. Not a really hot spot of where everybody's going to go. I've studied this for months and months. So hopefully we'll have sunny skies there. We'll have the forecast for the eclipse in a minute. But first, it started off very stormy up in Hillsborough and Pinellas County. In fact, one golfer was struck on the golf field today by a lightning strike this morning. So if you see lightning coming, especially outside, get indoors and away from it. Now, those storms have evolved down over Clark Road out to Myakka River State Park. We had one just off of Siesta Key that kind of washed out, but right now a large area of thunderstorms stretching across the eastern part of Charlotte County and into the Arcadia area back into Highlands County. They will slowly die down, as we can see in our overnight futurecast. Things thin out overnight, and then the winds become calm. The temperature stays in the low 80s into the early morning hours. It is going to be a still, sultry night, not the best night we possibly can have here on the Sun Coast, and it's going to take a couple of days for things to start cooling off. Here's our forecast temperatures. Look at this. Still at midnight, 81, 80 at 1 a.m. So have a fan on you, be in the air conditioner, and the chance of rain, only a slight chance, 20% as we move to the overnight hours. Coming up, we're not only going to look at the forecast for the eclipse, but also we have two tropical features, including Tropical Storm Harvey, to talk about. That's coming up in just a little bit.
Thank you, Steve. Breaking news out of Manatee County. Commissioners deciding that the county will not, at this time, remove the controversial Confederate statue outside of the courthouse. The 4-3 vote coming in just moments ago. A protest planned on Monday near a Confederate monument in downtown Bradenton had Manatee County commissioners call this emergency meeting this afternoon. A protest involving those who are against and in support of the Confederate monument will take place Monday night. Commissioners want to make sure the violence that recently happened in Charlottesville, Virginia, does not happen here. Right now, commissioners are deciding whether the monument should be removed. At this time, they are stalling on that. They're considering temporarily removing the monument, placing it in a safe place until the community decides where it should go. They just want to make sure that things remain peaceful in the interim.
It's just chaos. It has been used as a tool to divide this community. And for us to move forward and to keep someone from getting hurt, possibly Monday, we need to take action in this meeting today.
It's our history. It celebrates our veterans. Why would you be against our veterans?
Now, at this time, the decision has been made to keep the statue. Doesn't mean it will be there for the entirety. They are deciding if there are legal issues. They will decide at a later date, but for now the protest is still scheduled to take place Monday night at 6:30.
The debate over Confederate symbols is not just limited to monuments and statues. It also applies to many public schools across the country, including some here in Florida. 9 schools in Jacksonville have names with ties to the Confederacy. Some support keeping the names as is. Others think the history lessons should be contained inside the classroom. Right now, the school district in Jacksonville is not considering changing any of those school names. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, another member of the Trump administration makes an exit. How it may reveal more information about comments made by the president earlier this week.
And renovations coming to one of Sarasota's movie theaters, what you can expect to see soon at the Hollywood 20 in downtown Sarasota.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator, there was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Join the fun at the Weddings of Sarasota's 17th annual wedding show at the iconic Sarasota Municipal Auditorium on US 41. Sunday, August 27th from noon to 4. Enjoy food, fun, and entertainment with a runway show on stage at 3 p.m. $2,000 in Weddings of Sarasota dollars given out after the runway show. You must be present to win. Pre-register at weddingsofsarasota.com. Brides and grooms are free if registered by midnight on August 25th. Weddings of Sarasota. Register today.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
From meeting curious lemurs to feeding big cats and hosing down rhinos, there's never a dull moment. And sometimes these amazing animals chime in.
Watch Animal Outtakes every week on ABC7.
Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com.
Big news out of Washington tonight. The president's chief strategist, Steve Bannon, is out.
Bannon telling ABC News he resigned effective this past Monday. That's 1 year after he joined the campaign. But the White House saying Bannon and Chief of Staff John Kelly agreed today would be his final day on the job. This move seems to reveal more about the president's hesitation when asked earlier this week whether he has confidence in Bannon.
He's a good man. He is not a racist, I can tell you that. He's a good person. He actually gets a very unfair press in that regard. But we'll see what happens with Mr. Bannon. But he's a good person, and I think the press treats him, frankly, very unfairly.
Before joining Trump's campaign last year, Bannon was best known for running Breitbart News, an inflammatory alt-right news site that with a record for producing a number of racially charged headlines.
Up next, meteorologist Steve Newman has your first alert weather forecast for the weekend.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust. Attention blood thinner users. If your loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. The widely prescribed blood thinners Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to a number of dangerous side effects, including internal bleeding, gastrointestinal bleeding, kidney bleeding, stroke, brain hemorrhaging, and even death. If you or a loved one suffered any of these injuries after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call right now. You may be owed significant compensation from the manufacturer. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean, really moves me.
One.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
The ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide. Download yours today.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Good evening from our Lakewood Ranch Cam. Not a lot of activity going in, but further over the horizon, over toward Mayaca City and Arcadia, a lot of thunderstorms are going on. We've had some elsewhere across the Sun Coast and up in Tampa Bay earlier today, but it's going to wind down through the evening hours. Currently a live view over Sarasota Bay, and the airport temperature is 87. The feel-like index is down from 100 a couple hours ago to only 95 now. That's still pretty warm with a dew point of 74. And our high and low were right on the money. Both of them pretty close, 75, 74, but it did feel hot today. And it's feeling hot across the whole state, as we can see with the heat index. It's 104 at Tallahassee, 92 at Tampa. In areas in our viewing area that have had the rain cooling only in the 70s, which is a good thing, but Mayaca City 101, it feels like. Longboat Key 94, Sarasota 95. Now, we do have some thunderstorms still about, most of them in the interior, Charlotte County, around Arcadia. We had one little area that kind of skirted Siesta Key, but it's gone, and it's mainly inland storms that are going to slowly thin out for the next couple hours. We have a parcel of dry air swirling around. Look at this. It's water vapor imagery of atmospheric moisture at the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. You can see it kind of swirling over us, but even with that drier air aloft, it's still possible for that moisture at the surface to pop up through it, which is what's happening right here. But all in all, this drier air aloft is going to limit the amount of thunderstorms we'll have tomorrow. Now, a quick look at the tropics. We have three things to talk about. First, an African easterly wave with a 40% chance of developing. It's kind of lost some of its definition in the evening. We have Invest 92L with a 60% chance of developing. I'll look more closely at that in a minute. But our big weather story is Tropical Storm Harvey down in the eastern Caribbean. But look, it's got a lot of wind shear that's keeping it from being vertically stacked and intensifying. So it's not going to intensify much over the weekend. Right now, 40-mile-an-hour winds. Its position moving westward at 21 miles an hour. And it stays 40, 45 over the weekend. Skirting Honduras with 70-mile-an-hour winds, passing, if this forecast is correct, over the Yucatan Peninsula early next week, and it could be a problem for the Gulf Coast if that forecast is correct. Now back to Invest 92L, and do not freak when you look at the spaghetti plot showing it making a beeline for Florida. Most of the models are not indicating it's going to develop into anything. It could bring some rain, not a lot of wind. We'll watch it very closely, but I'm not too concerned about it right now. Our solar eclipse forecast, and it will be the maximum coverage 10 minutes before 3. We could have some clouds and some showers in the area, and the whole eclipse ends by 4:15. Now our rapid forecast for the overnight hours shows things thinning out, mainly dry tomorrow, maybe a few sea breeze showers in the interior, and then Sunday the moisture builds again and we'll have more showers and thunderstorms developing at that time. And here's our 7-day outlook for your first alert weather over the weekend. Only a 20% chance of those storms on Saturday. It pops back up to 50, but without the sun, without the clouds and without the storms, a lot of sun. It's going to feel hot tomorrow. Feel like index 105 to 108. Get your work outside done early in the day and get inside for the afternoon. That's your weather.
The Hollywood 20 movie theater in downtown Sarasota will be going through some renovations this fall. Regal Cinema is putting $3 million into the project. Once complete, the cinema will go from 20 theaters down to 11. One of the owners at the plaza tells us that he hopes to have renovations complete before the start of tourist season.
Look forward to that.
Yeah, could use it.
We'll be right back with more.
First out the door when it matters most. For more than a decade, he's been right there, everywhere. And when American jobs are on the line, he leads the charge. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast, and we thank you.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill, I'm creating a job. I am Goodwill, yeah.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKX Sport Utility for $349 per month, or Lincoln's flagship, the 2017 Continental, for $449 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Sun Coast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
I guess we're ready.
I can't see anything.
You cannot see out of these eclipse glasses, and that's how it should be, Steve, because this is what protects you.
Only see a dim sun. The only thing you can see and look up at the sun is a dim sun. You'll know it's safe at that point. Of course, it should be approved. Here is the forecast real quick. 80% coverage at about 9 minutes before 4 on Monday. You make sure you're using glasses. Do not look directly at it. Don't stack regular sunglasses. Only use approved safety eclipse glasses.
Right.
You have been warned.
Yeah, there you go. iOS approved.
That's right.
Put them on.
They're kind of sporty, aren't they? I like them.
I don't even know what they look like because you can't see anything.
Don't drive with these. Right?
No.
Yeah.
I think I'm waving at the camera. Good night.
This is an ABC 7 editorial with Steve Sabato.
According to an Alabama-based advocacy group, there were roughly 1,500 Confederate symbols in public places nationwide in 2016. Florida made the top 10 list with 61. Virginia had the most. The recent clash of Confederate monument advocates and those who see them as symbols of racism raises fundamental questions about the First Amendment. Ditto for the hateful rants of white supremacists and fascists during public demonstrations. This is a very slippery slope and not to be taken lightly. Censorship leads to totalitarianism. Given the current state of the nation, it's not that hard to imagine widespread riots brought on by hateful speech leading to a declaration of martial law and control of the so-called fake news. Should an executive order like that occur, some fear the Supreme Court is only one appointment away from being likely to sustain such an order. Freedom, my friends, is a fragile thing. That said, Confederate statues should come down. This is not a revision of history. This is an opportunity to reconcile bigotry in America. How about we replace Robert E. Lee with life-size figures of crying slave families being torn apart at public auctions, or a 20-foot marble page from the classified section of a Civil War-era newspaper hawking human beings as chattel. Sadly, the chorus of hate and division is getting louder while the duet of reason and unity is fading. Let's hope the loudest voice doesn't become the only voice left in the room. I'm Steve Sabato, and we'd like to hear from you.
The opinions expressed in this editorial do not necessarily reflect those of ABC7's owners or management. If you would like to comment, go to our website, www.mysuncoast.com, and click Community.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Attention! Royal Seas Cruises has just announced their deal of the day, a $99 Caribbean cruise for 2 people. This amazing cruise deal to the Bahamas is only available to the first 500 callers who register in your area today. So get ready to write down this number and act fast. We know that the best type of traveler is a repeat guest, so we're offering this $99 Caribbean cruise to prove it. That's $99 per couple, including your stateroom, all your delicious meals, full spa, live entertainment, 3 kids clubs, and more. Come see why we were voted one of the top 10 best overall cruises by Cruise Critic. We're so sure you'll enjoy yourself and become a repeat customer that you're getting this deal of the day for the unbelievable low price of just $99 per couple. But you've got to act fast. Pick up the phone and be one of the first 500 callers to take the Caribbean cruise of a lifetime for just $99 per couple. Call right now or log on to RoyalCruiseNow.com.
Call 800-906-0489.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
It's summer on the Suncoast, and you know what that means.
It's Friday Fest season, and you're invited. Hi, I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Join ABC7 at the Van Wezel on August 25th for some funky calypso tunes when Jaw Movement Reggae Band takes the stage.
Meet us there and party until the sun goes down.
For more information, call this number.
Or go to mysuncoast.com/FridayFest.
Presented by Gettle Automotive and Cool Today.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Giulia, but the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.